How has this affected you? I don't
can I just
understand.
pull you up on
You're
something?
interrupting me.
Oh! Stop it. Stop it. Stop it and stop it.
You want the trash? I got it all for you. Let's rehash the mess together.
Hello, I'm Wilko, and welcome to a double episode of Rehashed. And we are focused on Married at First Sight Australia. It is season 12, and we've got to get through a couple of episodes, which meeting the friends and family, and also our new intruders, even though a couple of them are really intruders because we've met them before, you know, and they got married to each other and it didn't work out. So they're back for another shot at love? Yeah, sure, love. There is so much trash, mess, and drama. If you ever see me on the channel write TMD, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's exactly what I'm going to be focused on in this episode alone. Just the things that are either funny or dramatic. We can talk about the couples that are doing fine and in love in other episodes. Tradwife Lauren has returned. She is intruding, even though she has been here before, and she's got a new husband. His name is Clint. And it turns out that Clint can do many things, you know what I mean? Down in the Tassie Chateau. Oh, geez, he can do so many things. You know, once he gets his female down there, and he can do so many things with her and show her so many experiences, but that's only if he can open the fucking door. It turns out that Clint has a real problem with the door.
We can have balcony parties. Wow.
There we go.
Hopefully you're better at being a husband than you are at opening doors.
The jury's still out on that one, Tradwife Lauren. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We have missed so many opportunities with Lauren because of the way that things ended up with her and Eliot. Also, let me reiterate, that's not a mistake the way that I'm saying that, okay? There's many things on this channel that are mistakes. That's not one of them. It's so sad that we didn't get the Tradwife Lauren full experience. So for that, I'm actually happy that she came back because we saw at the hens party that she had a lot of feelings that she wanted to share about Jamie being Boganic. Oh, by the way, if you were trying to get your Boganic shirt and you were like, what, we're out of stock, don't worry. They're going to be in stock very soon, but make sure you order them. The link is in the description below.
I actually enjoy washing.
Do you?
Do you like washing?
Yeah, I think it's a girl's job.
What are you saying?
I'm saying just leave the washing to me.
I actually really want to do the washing.
Clint, did you not get the vibe in your honeymoon and maybe the first dinner party that Lauren is absolutely 100% ready to be a tradwife? Did you not get that feeling? Yeah, if you do anything that's not considered masculine, then she is not going to have a lady boner for you. That's exactly what your female would like from you. So just be masculine. Take the garbage out. Maybe tap her on the backside and tell her that she's doing a good job. And make sure then when you get home, you go and sit yourself down on the couch and wait for your dinner to be brought to you. Don't you dare do any of these chores. They are for the females. Let's really speed through this. So the new couples also have to do all of the fun challenges that the experts had already set our previous love lab rats. So they have to do them in quick succession.
I'd actually rather they brought the people and we can line them up against the wall rather than using photos.
She's so sadistic. What, so you could move them around so they would know exactly where you place them because you want to hurt people's feelings? Oh, finally, we're getting to see the real Lauren. Oh, God, it's made it so hard for us to see her because Eliot was taking all of the attention. But now we can see just how evil she is.
What about her boobs?
Probably not something I even noticed, to be honest.
Oh, he's not into
Jamie
that.
was quite vocal at dinner.
What about
party.
her boobs?
Maybe that would be a bit too much for me. Jacqui, physically, on appearance, I actually would have ranked her higher. But
Really? Do you think she's more attractive than Jamie?
I do.
I think she looks rough. I would even put Marina in front of Jacqui.
She should got in for Jacqui.
And if she had it in for Jacqui back then, I can only imagine how much she's got it in for Jacqui now. Lauren, you're not going to make friends by sitting there going, oh, yeah, she looks a bit rough, though. Why are you going to place her there? Lauren, this is going to end up on the telly, doll. It's always so good to see women lifting other women up. Big old Clint, he knew exactly what he had to do in this task. He had to make sure that he put his TV bride, the hand-me-down tradwife, he put her first.
Well, obviously this dirty, stinky rat goes there. Worst character, worst smell, hasn't washed his hair in 5 years. This guy, I don't know his name. He looks like a bit of a thumb. Pony, I feel nothing. You're the winner.
Oh, okay, so she did get it. Okay. I was worried for a second, when she was calling Elliot a dirty, smelly rat and then referred to Ryan as a thumb. I've been receiving many, many messages of late, and some of them not very nice. Oh, stop it, guys. You hate me? You really hate me? And people have been saying, why don't you call Ryan and Jack out as much as you call out Lauren? One, I don't think I've called Lauren out too much. I just got to call it as I see it. And here's the difference. Ryan and Jack, I think I have called out actually quite a lot. But don't blame me, guys. It's just the way that this show is edited. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, who knows how this could all be put together. Maybe it's just the editing. I'm not saying any of this stuff. The difference between Jack and Rhi is that Jack and Rhi live in pure delusion. I don't think they're actually deliberately trying to be bad people. Doesn't excuse the behavior, but I don't think they're deliberately trying to do it. Whereas Lauren, I think she goes out with the intent to be mean and cruel.
I'm 37, from Brisbane, and I'm a business owner. I'm very gender role specific. I'm not into 50-50 at all. I just don't want to have to have my business. They would need to have a house or a couple of properties, have to be able to afford to go to Europe, 1 million plus would in the bag. Earnings. That's all accurate.
That's all accurate. Yeah, that's me. I'm a catch. Oh, Clinty. It seems like during this little YouTube session, you've started to realise exactly what your trad wife is looking for. And maybe you're thinking in your head, hang on, maybe I don't tick all of her masculine boxes.
I'd say you're definitely masculine, but I don't know if you're like an alpha. He shaves his chest. Even things like this morning, he's wanting to book in a spray tan and, he got a spray tan and had the paper G-string thing on and I was like, I just don't think that that's masculine.
I love people like Tradwife Lauren where she can deem exactly what's masculine and what's not because you know what? All of this shit is just made up in your head. I guess for Lauren, there's a limit to self-care. So he needs to self-care enough to not smell smelly it. Oh, but fake tans, too far. There's got to be a nice medium where you could be the perfect man for her, Clint. Look, until she does something really drastic, I don't even want to give her more time. She just seems like she's being mean for the sake of being mean, and I think it's going to eventually come to a really poor ending for those two. Speaking of couples that aren't working out but are trying to convince us that they are, Jack and Rhi, they're having some friends over to the Love Lab Rat Maze so they can have a little bit of brunch and just have a little bit of chitty-chat about how perfect things have been going. And I wonder exactly which narrative they're going to go with. Are they going to go with, guys, this has been bad the entire time from the moment he dropped me on my head, actually before that? Or are they going to go with, hey, we're going to do this, Jack. We're going to do this together. Remember the company line, I love you, you love me, I won't drop you on your head.
Can't wait to get my bro a beer. Where are our guests? Oh, I don't have a watch.
What are
Yeah, can you get cracking? Who is it? I'm peeking the lips.
What? Who's picking the what? Hello. Suddenly, Rhi has become Mrs. Doubtfire, and toodaloo! We're about to have a really fun little brunch. I can just feel it with the energy. You wouldn't believe it. Jacqui starts to bring up some things that have gone wrong, a la the dropping of her head on the ground at their TV wedding.
He redeemed himself really well after that, though. Did he?
He didn't actually do anything to make it up to me.
Yeah, but it's not something
dipping
you should
you.
grovel over. I thought that was hilarious.
No, the reason why I was crying...
Don't interrupt.
The reason why I was crying is because that night I was seen by a paramedic. It wasn't the drop. It was the fact that you didn't find out I was seen by a paramedic because you didn't ask.
Oh, God. Is this whole episode going to be about this? I can't. If it's the whole, I can't. I just can't do this again. I can't hear about this again. Jacqui, there is footage of you saying that you're fine. You said it was funny. And if you went to a paramedic and you decided not to tell him, that's your business. You did that. How was he meant to magically know that you went to a paramedic? Oh, God, shut up, Jacqui. Come up here. Come up here and say hi. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi, Ari. Okay, so I can't right now. I'm really focused. I'm really focused though on Ryan and Jacqui. You know, you hate them a lot too, but poor Ari gets really freaked out when I'm screaming, shut up, Jack, at the top of my lungs. He knows how stressful this show can be.
I cried about it, but
Cries about a lot of things.
What makes Jacqui so special?
Yeah.
Agree to
You can
disagree.
agree to
no, this is
disagree.
gaslighting.
That's your interpretation
What
of
is
it, but
that?
that doesn't mean that it's true. Are you feeling heard and are you feeling heard? Or is it just one of those, I need to be heard and that's the end of the story? Because that's what it sounds like.
You know, I can't really focus because Rhi's friend, she's only talking when she's got a whole mouth of food. Like, that is the only time that she decides to talk, when her mouth is full of food, and I can't do it. You know what? You can chew, and then you can swallow, and then you can say what you've got to say. Oh, yeah. So Jacqui, apparently her friends think that's what makes her special, is that she, like, fake cries all the time. Well, they didn't say fake. I said fake because I think that's true. So what makes her special is that she cries over the littlest things, and like, how is that making her special? That makes her fucking annoying.
She gives awesome.
Oh, why
They,
did you
they
bring this
obviously were a
up?
little bit shocked by it.
A gentleman
Yeah.
doesn't kiss and tell.
It's a
Yeah.
goose moment.
Yeah, I don't mind owning my mistakes. I've got no problem at all.
Just, I can't believe he brought it up again. Why would you bring it up again? Oh, God, you're so stupid. Why are you doing this? Saying it's goose-like behavior doesn't really cover it. Sorry, Rhi's friend. Also, message to Jacqui's friend. Hi, Jacqui's friend. Not the one who said that crying is her special ability and makes her such a great friend. I don't know how that works. But the one who says guys shouldn't kiss and tell. Yeah, I agree with that. There wasn't any kissing from Ryan. You know, like, he shouldn't have been sucked and then told.
It's so good.
We added more things to the
that's the
shrine as well.
shrine.
Yeah, I just want you to know that supporting each other
Do you want to dance?
means a lot to me.
You want to dance?
Do I want to dance now?
Yeah.
I'd rather play chess.
No, you're going to dance for me.
See, haven't failed once since the wedding.
I wonder what number he's up to. You know, like, why didn't they tell us exactly what dip they were up to? I want to know, because remember, he had to work off the credit of 100 dips before she would feel safe in his arms once more. Finally, we got our eyes on the shrine. I thought the shrine was in the bedroom, but it's huge. All right, let me know if you're sticking with me, because there's so much more drama, the trash mess and drama, as we get further into this episode, so do not go anywhere. We have to talk about Tony and Morena. For the last week at least, the producers of this show have been trying to make us think like Tony and Morena are making strides in their relationship, which we know not to be true. The last commitment ceremony, I don't know why either of them still stuck around. It's crazy to me that Morena wouldn't just like full on go Jake and just leave. You're 57. Why are we wasting time? Yeah, no, she's 57. Yeah, no, I think she said it once. I think maybe once she said it. Sitting down with Tony and her friends, you can only imagine that things were never going to go good.
He's got a rug and he wants to shove everything under the rug. I do not want to talk. I do not want to talk about issues that really bother me, and I do. I'm not here to attack him. I'm so honest with my feelings. And Tony, you don't realise how much you hurt me.
I don't doubt for a second that Tony's not this great upstanding guy that the edit is kind of making him out to be. I think he prefers fun and light times, and there's probably a lot of at least passive-aggressive behaviour that he's showing that we're not seeing all of. But Morena, it sounds like you had a horrendous last relationship with your husband. What a terrible relationship that you had for a long time. And all we can go off here is your word. After being at this experiment, also, that's not a mistake when I say that. I know what I'm saying. Anyway, once you were in it for 5 minutes, you must have known that this was not a good place for your mental health. You're 57. So with that age, you would assume comes some wisdom. And you must see now that everything that's happening in this love lab rat maze is extremely triggering.
I'll tell you the switch. You see Morena every day.
Yes.
Can you explain to me Morena's personality? How is she? Is she a happy person? I want to know what she's like towards
Look at that face.
She's a freaking knockout. She walks in a room, stop. People stop. And they just look at her.
You're telling me she's this beautiful, vibrant person.
But if you haven't,
Crying all the time,
connected,
Yeah.
that hurts her. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, you have no idea the woman that she really is. I'm sorry, mate.
I'm sorry, mate. You just don't fucking get it. Mate, she's an absolute knockout. People stop and they stare and they cannot believe that it's her. Okay, all right. Look, I love friends that pump other friends up, but maybe you're going a little bit too far. Maybe you're going into the realm of like those people who would say to their friends and family that, no, you can really sing, and then they go on like American Idol, and then it turns out that they cannot sing. She's not coming across as a fun, happy person who can even like laugh at herself for 1 second.
Why wouldn't you take her with you?
Because I like to have my time, Tony time on weekends or when I can get a chance.
That's just so cruel. You want your own time. You can't be in a relationship.
Wrong. You can be in a relationship and also have your own time. It's actually very important to be in a relationship and not necessarily be with that other person 24/7. Because if we spent every second with each other, what would we have to talk about? If it's true, it isn't nice that Tony goes away all the time for his Tony time. And I was this close to making shirts that said Tony time, but then I thought only people called Tony would want to buy them. Also, Morena, if you're not being a nice person to be around, why would he want to take you for Tony time?
What Tony's looking for is fun.
You don't know him in a relationship scenario. I expected more than just fun. Because up until now, he's just been giving me headlocks.
Maybe that's his way of getting close to you and building a connection with you.
It's still not okay.
Listen, don't ever, even if you think it's funny.
That's not funny.
That's not funny.
Josephine and Mick both said, no headlocks, because it's not actually funny.
In one of the last rehashes, I was having a good old laugh about the way that Tony decides to treat her like one of the bros. And boy, did I get some feedback. Everybody shows their love differently. Now, Morena wants to be shown love in a very specific type of way, but I know exactly what she's looking for. It's one of those old school gentlemen, but not too old school that they're so stuck in their ways. She wants this mystical unicorn that I don't think exists in that age group. If Morena has said, hey, don't put me in a headlock, it does not make me feel good. See, the term headlock has a lot of baggage with it because it sounds very, very aggressive. If he's putting his arm around her in a playful manner and they're just mucking around, I don't think he's meaning malice by that. If he's doing it in an abusive way, then absolutely put that guy in the bin. That's fucking disgusting and he shouldn't be around her at all. I don't think he's trying to be abusive. Also remember that she had the same amount of problem that she does with the headlocks as she does with a fist bump. Tony is clearly trying to do anything with her that's like showing her some sort of friendship, but not showing any sort of romanticism because he doesn't want to be romantic with Morena, which is the real problem here. Morena is upset because Tony doesn't find her attractive and doesn't want to be with her. I don't know what the real reason for that is. Who knows if we'll even find out if he really wanted his wife on the show, if he's mad about her age, if it's really because cousin Stephen and him have been in a long-term affair.
Romantically, I'm not that way inclined.
You don't think
say it to her.
You don't think...
It's not going to blossom into anything, put it that way.
Okay. Is that because of her age?
Is that because of her age? Tony, it always feels a little bit icky when someone's like, no, I want to be with someone younger. You're 53, she's 57. It's not like there's a huge age gap. You could just say, Tony, actually, it has nothing to do with her age. I just don't want to be with her.
When I came in, I wanted someone that was a bit younger than me, that was still going to have kids and maybe had a kid.
See, this changes things.
Always wanted to have a child.
So you want kids?
Is that real?
It'll be nice.
Like, that's pretty new information about you.
What is happening? Wait, is Tony just using this as some sort of excuse because he doesn't want to just say, I don't like Morena? Just say it. Like, all of a sudden, now you want kids at 53? Like, all right, Alec Baldwin, calm down. The producers seem shocked about this information. It seems like you never brought it up once that you actually wanted to have kids. And now all of a sudden, when you're trying to back away from Morena slowly, instead of just telling her the truth, just tell her the truth. In fact, maybe get cousin Stephen to do it. I think he would be glad to make a visit.
Because I've never had a kid before. I've always wanted to. You've had that. You have two beautiful kids. So that makes it hard for me to really fall for somebody that's older, and it's how I feel. That's how I feel.
You've never said that.
Oh, I've always thought about it.
He's never uttered a word that he wants to have a baby. Very strange. It doesn't add up. That would have been very easy to say from the start.
Yeah, you probably could have brought that up sooner. Maybe he wanted to see it out. I don't know. It sounds like he's just trying to get out of this as cleanly as he possibly can, and yet he's making it messier by the second. And now Tony wants to be a daddy. Well, I'm sure to many people you are their daddy, Tony. Especially cousin Stephen.
Making up this sweet little story that I want to reproduce. And clearly, I can't reproduce. my stamp, expired.
When she was doing this, I wondered what she was insinuating, but her stamp has expired. Yeah, I've never heard it put that way, but I love it. And with that, officially, I'm going to put both Tony and Morena in the bin. Yeah, there they go. Off they go. I don't care what you say about Tony and what you say about both of them. This relationship is so confusing that I just need to be done with it. Now, in a perfect producer special, probably because they already flew their families and friends into town and they were like, you know what, we're not going to lose this expense. You guys need to stay together and go and pretend like everything's okay for your family and friends. Well, it was never going to end up that way, especially with these family and friend.
I did observe an icy greeting.
We've obviously had a few problems and issues in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, let's go into it. What happened?
Why is it so up and down?
What's your point of view? Because obviously we talked to Adrian and we have somewhat of an idea, but obviously we want to hear you out too because I think it's important.
Yuck. Who's Red, by the way? Just his mate. So the sisters are there and Red's just come along and she's brought in such a shitty attitude. You can see it. Her face is going red because she's like amping herself up to be an absolute D-bag. With the way that you're sitting, the way that you're talking to Awhina, that's not a nice thing to do, Red. You're acting like a dickhead already. Also, so what he's done is he's called up his mate and his sisters and gone, oh, well, this chick, she's absolute shit. Just take my word for it. And the family's going to blindly just take that. Seems like it runs in the family.
Yeah, how are we?
Your eyes are swollen. Have you been crying?
No.
Just been sleeping, actually.
So Awhina is sitting there trying to throw her twin sister off the scent, which isn't going to work if you've ever met twins. they know each other very, very well. And as a twin, Adrian, you should know that Awhina lying was never going to float. Of course she's been crying. That's all she's been doing for like the past week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Even the way that Adrian's like, yeah, so what problems do we have? Go on, tell him. It's so gross. It is shit behavior. Grow the fuck up.
Little things also matter, Thee. Don't
Yes,
forget
little
that.
things do matter.
The little things paint a whole picture.
Obviously, Awhina has done the same thing and worded up her twin because is it Cleo? Cleo, I'm not going to retain any of their names, but Cleo I remember from the wedding. She has also come in, obviously trying to back her sister up, but I don't think she's come in with the same energy as Red. She's not going to let Adrian get away with it, and I'm all for that.
Honestly, just acknowledge that I exist would be really nice, and I just haven't felt the reciprocation on my end.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is this is all about Adrian right now. So you can confidently sit here and say that you don't partake in any of these problems.
I very much sugarcoat it.
That's not on me.
Yeah, you're not communicating properly.
No, actually, no. It's actually ridiculous. He has 3 more people backing him up.
Well, I don't know who Red is, but she's in the bin for me. You've decided to insert yourself in this relationship and you're just taking Adrian's side of it blindly. This guy who clearly can't hold down a relationship because he's in this experiment, you're going to take his side of it so blindly, and you can clearly see that Awhina is not in a good state. Whether you knew her or not, we can just look at her and go, you know what, she's actually not doing so good. And you see you're going to sit back there and throw your little words out there. Who is this chick? The emotion at this table is escalating, and clearly it's because both of the families have been fed their version of exactly what's been happening. So Cleo thinks Adrian's a piece of shit, which I tend to agree with. And Adrian's sisters and Red, they also think that Awhina is, I don't know, what has he been saying? What has she been doing to him?
Have you cried in front of me?
I've cried in front of you before, Adrian.
The other night you did.
When I've told you I feel a certain way, when I've said I'm upset, do you know what you say afterwards? Every time, that's a you problem.
Can I just say something? It's really hard for anyone, not just Adrian. Continuously show up for someone when you are focusing a lot on the negatives.
Oh, fucking Red, get in the bin. Don't know who you are, don't care. Whatever energy you decided to walk in with, that's what's ruined this entire thing. What a shitty person you are. Awful behavior. This whole time, like Awhina, and again, it's highly edited, so who knows exactly what order of things happen and blah, blah, blah. But it looks like Awhina's trying to explain herself, and Adrian's little posse keeps jumping in to go, no, explain yourself. And then you've also got Adrian asking questions. Oh, have I seen you cry? Yeah, mate.
Because
he hasn't even shown up. So let's just stop it there. He has not even shown up.
From what I've heard.
Not even once.
I was talking.
He has not even shown up. I don't care. He has not shown up, not even once. But I haven't even told you how I haven't been shown up for you.
I've asked you so many times and you just
I was trying to
dancing around the situation.
He doesn't show up because he doesn't communicate. I think she's been saying that. And it sounds like he surrounds himself by other people who can't communicate. So you shouldn't be here anyway. This whole thing of like meeting friends and family when a relationship is not in a good spot is so toxic. But if I was with someone that I classified my partner and I cared about. At this stage, is anyone else expecting Adrian to go, whoa, can we all just dial it back just a little bit? And then they get shocked when Cleo fires up. Good, Cleo should fire up.
I've been asked by one of the intruders more questions about my life and my son than I've been asked by Adrian in the entire experiment.
What have you asked me?
Every time, have you seen this pattern that he does? When Awhina's like, this is how I'm feeling, he always has some retort or question to but what about me? Are you a child? And we know the reason why you won't bring up Awhina's kid. It's because you don't want to know the kid. Awhina was clearly made uncomfortable from the second that you guys got hitched that you didn't want to have kids around. So obviously she would feel very self-conscious and not safe to talk about her child. It's crazy to me that anyone could feel safe enough like Sierra to want to come and talk to you.
I've been naturally mentioning my son.
You said when you were ready, you would speak about him.
I actually brought up my son a few times, just randomly here and there, and that's actually true. Well, actually, of course she did. She's a fantastic mother. How about we lose that attitude about her being a mother?
Yeah, I agree. Red, why do you keep popping your head out of the bin? Pop, pop, pop. This attitude from Red isn't actually helping the situation. You came here to be nasty. You came here to create more problems. You didn't come here to see how either of them were feeling, to see if you could actually help with some sort of advice or, like a shoulder to cry on or an ear to listen. You came here to be a messy bitch.
Freaking mom, there is. How dare you?
Yeah, get into it.
How dare you? I make comments about my son all the time.
Just lower the decibel.
No, how dare you? She is the best mom there is. You are ratchet.
And I agree with Cleo. You can tell by Red's whole face that she has pumped herself up for this. She came in ready to fight. She didn't come in for anything else. Here's what I don't understand from Adrian's sisters. If you want everything to be a bit more civil, maybe you should have pulled up Red earlier and said, whoa, this energy that you're bringing to this is not a lunch, have a chat with someone's, my friend's new partner. That's not the energy that you were meant to bring to this. Again, it's not your relationship. You're meant to be there to help your friend.
They are not good enough to be in your life. He is definitely not good enough to be in my nephew's life. And
You're not
never, ever
we
let him meet my nephew.
I'm quite embarrassed for her.
I think this is just very ridiculous. I'm done.
What was Cleo meant to do? Just sit there and let Red just keep going for her sister? In what world was this whole scenario okay? Where it was just three of them piling on Awhina and that was okay. And they weren't listening to the answers. What, you're shocked that Cleo was going to amp it up then? No, I don't think it would have gotten there if Red hadn't acted the way that she did. In the bin. Oh, the bin is full. We need to, and when is bin day?
I feel embarrassed for Awhina and her sister, mainly Cleo, and I feel upset that I put my sisters and Jasmine in that situation.
You're not embarrassed by your own behavior or even the way that Red, whoever she is, you're not embarrassed by that? That's gross. If someone came at my partner like that, I would say, hold the fuck up. You go outside, you check yourself, and you come back when you're going to speak respectfully. She did not come in with a respectful manner at all. Oh, God, I wanted to have fun today.
But at the same time, you know what? I did right stay, so it's only fair for me and the man that I am to stay to the end. I'm staying to that commitment ceremony because that's me showing up again. But at the same time, I just want to let her embarrass herself.
She can't polish it to work. You can put a ribbon on a garbage bin, but what is that? It's still trash. Yeah.
And he's just going to happily sit there while apparently he cares for Awhina and he's going to let his family speak about her like this. All you're doing is trying to get more airtime. Imagine sitting there and going, oh, okay, so they're calling the person that I supposedly care about trash and calling her a turd. That's deplorable. This guy, there's a lot of things you can blame the edit for. You standing there and letting all that happen, it's unacceptable.
I think today speaks volumes. Why would I want to say anything? I don't think you do either.
Speaks volumes about who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Or your sister?
Don't even try bring my sister into this. You might treat me like shit.
What about your fucking friend?
I'll come at you.
You're treating like shit?
You have been this whole time.
How did I treat like shit today? How did I treat like shit today?
Oh, today. How did I treat you like shit today? You didn't even for 1 second go, hey, redhead, hey, sisters, can we just back it down a bit? Because actually I care about this chick and maybe you shouldn't speak to her like that. There is nothing manly about anything that you did today. And now you're trying to gaslight her more in the hotel room, making it seem like, oh, they were innocent. Oh my goodness, who has the energy to keep up with this program? Eliot and Veronica, which seemed like it was gonna maybe go okay. And then they had a dinner party and Veronica heard some stuff about Eliot that he had done with Lauren. And even though Lauren's not a great person, Eliot still didn't come out smelling great. which apparently he never does. Veronica, a producer special, wants to sit down with Lauren just to find out exactly her side of the story.
One of my friends was in a relationship with a narcissist for like 10 years. And what I have learned from her is that like they don't actually have real feelings. I do feel like Eliot is a narcissist. I really was hoping that he would be different for you.
Veronica keeps going with like, I just want to hear your experience and yada, yada, yada. But I'm also feeling like the way that Lauren's speaking, some stuff has been removed from the edit where Veronica has been sharing her issues with Eliot so far.
Next, Lauren.
She's beautiful.
I think she's an attractive
put her up
girl.
quite high.
So then we have, I will put you up here.
Oh,
Very diplomatic answers.
I'm not sure, if I read that. Are you supposed to do it just strictly physical attractiveness or?
Yeah, it's a trap. The whole thing is a trap. It's one of the most disgusting things that happens on TV, and it's all a trap. Ultimately, they just want to hear the way that you speak about people in the challenge, and it's about emotional intelligence, not necessarily exactly where you rank them. That's not the actual test. Anyway, it's all about how you hurt people's feelings. That's really the test. And at least Eliot has put Veronica first, even though the answers that he gave were basically like, don't find her attractive, don't find her attractive, don't find her attractive, she's not for me. Veronica was not happy with any answer that Eliot gave in regards to why he was placing a woman there. Like,
I'm putting you here. You're obviously physically gorgeous. We can all see that. But the reason why I put these guys ahead is just because I feel that there's like a level of openness and a level of vulnerability that I haven't seen from you yet.
No, I'm not upset at all. I'm glad I'm not last.
Well, he cops it on the chin. He likes directness and he just took it. Veronica, I don't know if you fully understood the assessment. You used it as like to have a dig at Eliot as to what you don't like about him, which wasn't the assessment. You're like, well, these guys are better than you because of these. Like, we can tell that you're pretty, but actually on the inside, you're quite ugly. I am shocked at what I am seeing from Veronica. This is not at all the person that we saw at the wedding, at the honeymoon, even at the first dinner party. She seems so put off by Eliot. It's crazy. There must be stuff that we're missing. So she's watching him read out this situation that happened with his sister, and his sister was in like a diabetic coma, and he was really scared. And then he saw his dad come in, and his dad was really stoic and didn't show any emotion and really handled it. And everyone was like, yeah, good for you handling all that. And he thought that that's what he had to do, essentially, to be a man, not be vulnerable. Don't wear your heart on your sleeve. Like, keep your emotions close to, keep your cards close to your chest. Don't show your emotions. In fact, maybe like try and control them to within an inch of their life. So he shares all this and shows some vulnerability. At least I see that. And I'm not Eliot's biggest fan. Why are you laughing at him?
And he chose nothing. I know
He did share.
his mum cried that his sister has diabetes and that his dad
She's in a
is
coma.
a stoic, emotionless man. I just don't think that he has the capacity to even look at himself or think about his life in a way that's more than just a surface level. Like, he just cannot find it within him to give me anything more.
It's so hard when Eliot's smirking to see what we've missed here, because I don't know if he's like laughing because they've just been told to like sit there while they film for a little bit and he finds it quite funny, or if it's all an act. I can't tell. Look, let's just go for face value for a second. Veronica, you're really showing that you're inching close to the bin with the way that you're speaking. He's talking about how those things affected his life and why he acts this way today and how they affected him. How the fuck did you not hear that? Anybody with ears could hear it. It's not highly, that part isn't edited. What, it's not deep enough for you, so that means that his past and the things that affected him, they don't count because they're not deep enough for you? Shut up. This is the last thing I expected Veronica to just be just like ready to hop right in the bin.
How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right.
You seem kind of distracted.
Yeah, I just guess I just thought that it was going to be different.
Okay. How so?
What? I thought it might be about you, what we discussed.
It is about him.
Or what you might share.
He said how it affected him.
About you.
What? So it would have been different if he was in the diabetic coma? When I was growing up, my sister had epilepsy and she used to just fall to the ground and have fits. And I still think about that and how that scared the shit out of me because I love my sister so much. That's crazy that you could say that. Oh, I'm getting, I didn't expect that. It was so scary watching my sister fall to the ground. How is Veronica that heartless that she can't see that that was something that was important to him, even if she didn't believe it, right? And she thought that maybe he was not divulging the deepest thing that he could possibly find. You still can't dismiss it.
I don't know how it's impacted you. I don't know.
He told you how it
didn't talk about
impacted
your
him.
own feelings about the event.
I said it super clearly.
Yeah.
Exactly how I felt.
How did
in
you
the
feel?
moment. I said it in there. Like I felt like it was the end of the world.
All you've said is that the world was ending.
Like it felt to me like the world was ending. Yeah.
Is there
I
an
think-
emotion attached to that? That's not an emotion. It's an event.
I said to you
How
when
does
you
it make
asked
you
me,
feel?
hopeless. That was the emotion.
Is that all? I don't feel any deeper understanding of Eliot.
Actually, I feel like that's bullshit. He said the reason he doesn't like to show emotion is because he saw his dad come in, not show emotion, and he thought, that's what I've got to be. If I want to be a man, I've got to do that. I can't show emotion. And that's a very common thing for men all over, right? They think they have to act a certain way, and hence we have so many guys who have crazy emotional issues. And you're sitting there going, oh, I don't feel like I understand you even in the slightest. What letter did you hear? Also, why didn't we get to hear her letter? Where's her letter? Show me how emotional you are.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
That's how
can say that. You
I'm
can't
responding
dismiss
to
his
what you
feelings.
told me.
I've just shared something that's like deeply personal to me that had a
roll your
huge
eyes at
impact
his
on my life. And you're taking that and saying, that's not enough for me. That's like for me
I'm just
be
telling you how I feel.
me being vulnerable and you're saying, that's not enough for me. That's not enough for me.
I'm allowed to feel how I feel about it.
And so
I'm
is
expressing
he.
that to you. I'm not interested in having an argument about it.
No, he's trying to explain to you because he keeps making sense and you don't. And I don't want to be on his side. Don't make me be on Eliot's side. I don't want to. But here we are and he's making sense and you're not.
I don't have any further insight into Eliot and I'm disappointed by that.
And then you to turn around and say, that's not enough for me. How do you
I
think
didn't
that looks?
say that's not enough for me. I
That's
said that I
basically
didn't
what
feel
you
like I
said.
learnt anything about you.
You said, if that's all you have
Eliot,
to give.
can't you just look at what I'm trying to say to you, please?
can't you look at what
I'm
he's
trying
trying
to
to say?
say
Oh my
that
God.
I feel like I didn't learn
In the
anything
bin.
about you.
In the bin. What emotional bullshit have you? I understand that you're an actor and maybe you, we're just being open and honest that you're a plant and you're just trying to cause more problems for this guy. Trust me, he can cause his own problems. He doesn't need help from you, Veronica. It was as clear as day to me what he was trying to say. You, to dismiss it, makes you a shit person. Because no matter what you think of Eliot, that's how he felt. If someone's trying to show their vulnerability to you and you're like, well, they really struggle with vulnerability, and then they tell you a story where they talk about struggle with like their emotions and showing them and vulnerability, and then you go and shit on it and say it's not vulnerable enough for you. Imagine what kind of reaction you're going to get out of that person then.
Don't you want me to understand you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, but then why are you helping me with that?
You coming in here saying, I'm
Here we go
disappointed.
again. You're just like a broken record saying the same thing over and over again.
Yes, but
I'm not interested in having a boring, repetitious argument with you. We can have a conversation if you're willing to give me something new, but otherwise, I'm not interested in fighting with you over there. I'm done.
Good. Piss off. God, I didn't expect it. I just didn't expect it. Wow. All right. Good little twist. Veronica's a piece of shit. Well, it's crazy. This conversation just keeps going on and on and on and on. And we're going in circles and we're going nowhere. And I feel like I'm going insane because I understand what Eliot was trying to say.
You going?
What does it look like?
I'm asking.
Maybe not. I have to find out, really. Excuse me.
Well, you were here just
There's
a
gotta
minute
be
ago.
something
Why do
we
I need to
missed.
explain everything to you? What are you confused about?
I'll tell you if you let me get a word in.
Why do you think that I'm upset?
I don't want to play guessing games.
Yeah,
tell
just
me.
tell him.
I'm
What is
asking
this
you
shit?
a question,
Why
Eliot.
do people do
Why
this?
do you think that I'm upset?
I would love to know. Please inform me.
You cannot understand the whole point of what I said to you tonight. I don't feel like I learnt anything about you.
But people can only share as much as they can share. Like if he got on and said, oh, I stubbed my toe when I was a kid and now that makes me scared of relationships, then I'd be like, fucking come for him. I feel like the story made sense to me. Please put in the comments if you think you understood Eliot's story. I'm going insane watching this. I don't know if I can watch anymore. How long does this go for?
I would love to know why my most painful memory isn't enough for you. To think that I would pour my heart out.
You poured your heart out, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't.
And
You poured your heart out.
You can't minimize someone sharing their story and just going, well, that's not enough for me. Like you going, you poured your heart out. That's you minimizing it. That's you being a shitty person. God, I hate saying these words. I agree. Why did she think that that was okay? Like, did he do something? What has happened? here. It's so hard to tell what's up and what's down at this part of the series. You know what I mean? Because we see so many things in the media, and then we've also seen really shitty behaviour from Eliot. But right now, all I can say is from what I see, and that's all we can go off, Veronica is clearly in the wrong in this situation.
Where are you
I just want to hear your side first, and then I'll say my piece, because I feel like you were quite upset by what I said previously.
Because you're an asshole.
And that obviously didn't go great.
Yeah. Anytime that someone comes in and goes, actually, no, I want you to tell me first, and then I'll say. Don't force someone to speak first, because then you want to have you want to find some sort of crack in their story that they're telling you so you can pounce on it.
So I want to hear it from your side. Explain, what happened.
Thank you for the detailed description of how I should communicate with you. I appreciate that. I was trying to tell you how I was feeling and you were upset. Should have just left it. And I'll just let me finish. I'm having a visceral reaction to being met with nothing.
We're halfway through the season and I'm just so tired. Is anyone else tired? I don't even have it, because this is crazy. This is unhinged behaviour. It must be tough for Veronica or anybody who sits across from Eliot, because when someone's being serious, it looks like he's always smirking when they're talking to him. I don't know if that's the way that they're editing it, but it just doesn't look like he's being receptive. But speaking of not being receptive, Veronica, you've not sunk in one little thing, nor are you taking ownership about how much of an asshole you act like the night before. If I was Eliot, I would have expected that she would have come in and said, hey, look, I'm really sorry. I obviously was in my feelings. Maybe she shared something in her letter and he didn't react the right way, and then she got her guard up or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe it's all the Lauren stuff that's been said. She can't even take ownership about how she acted. Let's go back further. Oh my God.
Line up.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the letter.
I am. I'm allowed to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Sorry, it's just my turn to talk now.
This is why we can't watch these highly edited shows anymore, guys. We need to watch just it all happened in real time. Let's watch slow reality, not fast-paced reality. Let's watch real-time reality. Where is this side to Veronica that we haven't seen before until right this very second? I don't know if they're editing in a certain way to make her look worse than what she is, but it is not coming across good.
This memory has on me,
she's gonna laugh.
reading off the page, is I never want to be overwhelmed by emotion. Like anyone.
You can't laugh at him.
Say it. Like anyone, I feel things. I just do my best to identify and understand the emotion rather than be controlled by it.
Yeah, so he talks about being a robot. He's explaining to you why he acts a certain way, and then you're laughing at him. That's shitty. That's shitty. That's really shitty. Can I say shitty one more time? That's bad, shitty, bad behavior, Veronica. Whether you don't feel like he's being truthful or not, you can't laugh at someone who's saying this thing happened to me and this is what, who does that?
I didn't learn anything about you. It didn't really have much to do about you. You were there. You may have witnessed it, and it may have had some kind of effect on you, but you didn't tell me what that effect was. How has this affected you? I don't understand. You're interrupting me.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it and stop it. No one can explain this to you. How dumb is Veronica? Is she dumb? Because it is as clear as day to me.
Worse for me that it happened to someone that I care about more than myself. My sister means more to me than myself.
I didn't know that. You haven't mentioned that in the story.
You can't understand that.
You didn't know
but
that?
I can't imagine that unless you tell me.
But you just...
Do you think that's unreasonable?
Yes, because
you think it's unreasonable that I don't know facts about your life without you sharing it?
You're presuming that I am with my sister that I don't care about.
That's not what I'm presuming.
Yes,
There's
you
no
said
way
somebody
that I
else.
could possibly know these facts about your life unless you tell me.
Okay, so he told a story about his sister and how he was so deathly afraid that his sister would die, and you didn't get from that he cared a lot about his sister and that's why it damaged him. You don't get that and you want him to spell it out for you? How are you not getting this?
For you to say, I don't know anything more about you from that.
That's not what I said either. I would appreciate it if you don't put words in my mouth and just use the words that I've actually used instead of making up stories.
So put it in your words then.
I didn't feel that I had gained an additional understanding of you, Eliot.
That's literally just what I've just paraphrased.
Don't paraphrase my words.
It's the same thing. In the comments, put it in the comments. What do you think has happened? Why is Veronica acting like this? Is she just delulu or what is happening? And does anyone else almost feel sorry for Eliot in this situation? Because I feel bamboozled because I'm like, I feel bad for him and I don't want to feel that.
The way I look at it is if someone is trying to, engage with you, don't say, I'm not getting any meaningful understanding of you.
Yeah.
And do it in a way where you feel like you're being ripped off. Like,
No, I don't feel like I'm being ripped off. I was just trying to communicate with you.
see, the way that you say that, it's like I'm talking to someone that hates my
Look
guts.
at her.
You think I am talking to you in a way that demonstrates that I hate your guts?
Keeps
When
asking
you
questions.
ask rhetorical questions, you're trying to reframe it as you're the person of authority, and I'm just answering your question.
He's not wrong. I don't know what is happening. This must be going for so long because now she looks extremely drained. And I don't know why she's so drained. She's the one who's draining. And every time that you say that's not what I said, we could rewind the tape and find out that that's exactly what you said, you clown. Get her on the show. I got to talk to her. I don't need to talk to a lot of them, but I need to find out exactly what happened in this situation because I am fuming.
Number one, you can be more open with your communication.
I need to be open with my communication. So you just an example.
Do you notice how I say something direct, right?
Just trying to understand. That's why I say it back to you
Bring it back to
standing.
me in a really condescending tone.
I'm not saying it
Is not trying to
condescendingly.
understand.
This is just my voice.
Well.
And I'm just remaining calm.
No, you're being condescending. No one's buying that. I wonder if she's watching this back and thinking, wow, I did not look good here. You don't look good at all. You look really bad. This is a bad situation for you. Maybe she's just auditioning for Home and Away.
I don't trust you. I will not
well,
apologize
that
for
makes
that, and
sense.
that is the truth.
No,
when I
that's
come
good
in,
that you're telling me this.
Speaking, please, if you can.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. I can't do it anymore. I think we got to the real point there, and Elliot really leans into it too. You don't trust him. You don't trust him from maybe the things that have happened before. Maybe his just general demeanor. You just don't trust him. And maybe that's the real reason that you're acting this way. But it can't be because of what he shared in his little confessional letter.
Just assume that I can handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth, Elliot.
Well, yeah,
I
you
literally
can.
came in here and told you how your letter made me feel and you blew up. Like, it's actually
blow
hilarious.
up.
You're like, I can handle the
so-
truth and I'm trying to talk to you and you just lose your mind. So I don't want to sit here and argue. This is giving me a headache. My neck hurts.
So you're doing
we
the
are
same
just
thing
going
as last
around
time.
and
No, we're not.
we're
We
going
just
around
got
in
to this
circles.
thing about don't
Don't
trust-
raise your voice at me. Do not raise your voice at me. Do not raise
He
your
didn't
voice at
even
me.
raise
I've
his
had
voice.
enough. I'm not screaming in your face. I'm setting a boundary. Do not yet raise your voice at me.
Oh, God. I've been in this exact situation where you just try and emphasize something by going, yeah. And then they're like, do not raise your voice at me. Do not. You will not shout at me. Oh, shut up. He wasn't shouting at you, right? You didn't need to overreact.
And you are being unreasonable and I will
really
not tolerate
You're
it.
being unreasonable.
No, I've had enough. I've had enough. Good luck, Elliot.
So wait, you're allowed to go, I've had enough. But he's not allowed to. Like, this is what I don't understand the double standard with people like this, right? You do not raise your voice at me. And then you can go and raise your voice a little bit and that's fine. Interesting.
Like, I really don't. Like, I was trying everything. Like, I couldn't make myself smaller if I tried.
You thought that you were making yourself small in that situation? I don't know what we've missed. I don't know. Chuck it in the comments what you think is actually going on here because it's so exhausting to me. And finally, that's the end of the episode. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my goodness. If you made it this far, I need all of your thoughts, feelings, and concerns because after this episode, or what have I just done? 2 episodes in a row, I'm cooked. Just seeing Veronica act that way, I think I'm actually going insane. I don't know what's happening. If you want to give me a birthday treat, because tomorrow is my birthday, you can by going to rehashed.com.au. Please support the channel. It really does help me. And if you can't go to the website, you can just click thanks below. I really do appreciate everybody who has donated.